Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cassandra Jallo Show. We're going to be talking about today. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about this one thing that can truly change the trajectory. It can be a game changer. It could be a showstopper. It really can up level your life and your business. And so today I'm going to bring on a special guest that's no stranger to the Cassandra Jallo Show. I'm going to bring on Cyndilu Miller. Some of you guys are familiar with it, and others will learn a little bit about her as I adjust my glasses. Isn't that something? All right, so here it is. I'm going to bring her on, and we're going to get started in today's topic about, here it is, the topic talk about today as we bring on Cyndilu Miller all the way from New Zealand. Say hello to the peeps. Cyndilu.
Hello, peeps. Hello, peeps. Hello, peeps. How are you? Yes.
OMG, my goodness. Well, guys, here it is. Today we're talking about the one thing that can change your life and business. And the one thing is confidence and going live. So, Cyndilu, first of all, welcome back to the show. I am so, this is the thing, y'all. Let me tell you this about going live. When you go live, make sure you get yourself together before you go, because your glasses start doing weird things. So I'm going to take them off right now. I digress just a little, but see, yep, there we are. We're flowing. Cyndilu. First of all, thank you for being a part of today's show. You and I have been talking recently about confidence and being in front of the camera and going live as entrepreneurs and growing our business and how we really do understand. And I really want to convey that to those of who are watching and catching the replay. And by the way, when you are watching the replay, do me a super fave. And let us know where you are coming from. Make sure you hashtag and say confidence. How about that? Hashtag say go live. How about that? So, Cyndilu, let's get right on into it. So you're no stranger to going live, but it wasn't always that way for you in the beginning, was it? And then you can tell a little bit about you, because some people don't know about you, Cyndilu, and I know you're a guest to the show, and you're basically like the ongoing guest here at the Cassandra Jallo Show. So tell those who haven't met you before a little bit about who you are, what it is you do, and of course, where you're from.
Okay, so my name is Cyndilu, and I live in New Zealand. That's Cyndilu, one word all together, like that on the screen. You can see it right wherever there.
Yeah, right there. You're right.
So, right there. I am the founder of Be Bold You, where we encourage people to become their bold self, who they want to be in the world. I even wrote a book called Becoming Bold You, because I needed to help people to see what it was I was trying to say, because they would go, I don't get it, Be Bold You. Mm-hmm. Read the book and you'll get it. That's easy to say. So what is my story for going live? Well, I have to tell you, I first started going live because I was way down south and I wanted to say hi to my kids, way down south, like New Zealand down south, right? Yeah. I wanted to say hi to my kids who were in Vermont, New Hampshire, New York, which is the other side of the planet. It takes about 34 hours door to door with plane flight.
What? Get out of here.
Hours on the plane.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's a long journey to get back there. Of course, right now it's a non-journey to go because I don't want to get stuck there and not be able to come back here to my husband. So I can't even go. I love that we have live video now because I can get connected to my friends and family. I did that earlier, which is how you caught me. And I think how I ended up on the show today, because you caught me talking about it there. And then you were like, you're going to be on the show today. I was like,
yes, I did.
When I first started going live, I didn't know how to do it. So I just did it. And I was probably more authentic and more my real self when I first started going live, because I wasn't trying to do it for anybody but my kids. Then as soon as I started trying to do it for business, I started putting on the radio voice.
Oh, I would
get on there and they're just like, your whole voice changes. What are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I'm presenting. And we think we have to like become some, I don't know, whatever, but just be yourself. There's a certain confidence level you have to be yourself, isn't there?
Yes. Well, no. You know what? That's a mixed question because here's why I say it's a mixed question. I don't think you necessarily have to be confident to go live. I believe it's a decision because it's great when you have that confidence to go live. But if everybody could be honest that has went live, especially when you first start going live, the majority of the people are afraid. There's some apprehension there to go live. So what do you say to that as I was, giving you my 2 cents plus $100? Go ahead.
Yeah, 2 cents. That's $100. No, absolutely. I don't think I even thought about needing confidence. I just wanted to go live.
Mm-hmm.
But it was when I started doing it for business that I felt like then I needed to find some confidence, right?
Ooh, yeah.
I was just going live to talk to my friends, my family, and all of that. I was just me. I was just talking and saying hi. But then when I started doing it for business, I felt like I had to be a certain way or present a certain way or do a certain thing or say it the right way or have the right descriptions.
Yeah, those keywords, those buzzwords are just, like certain mannerisms and, all this energy or, those kind of mechanical things that
You gotta have energy.
sit up straight. Make sure you're saying your words properly and
For the background.
and not only, and then of course you got to have the background, right? I mean, you just can't be just any old where doing it. But things aren't what, it's a different kind of day now as it relates to stepping out there in this online world. And you can even see the difference happening in regular television, in regular broadcasting. It's not the super, super duper formal formula that has worked for so many decades. People are doing things differently according to how they're wired, who they are. I mean, you know that expertise there. So
yeah, who you want to be and who you are, like who you are. I'm somebody who actually loves to joke and have fun. But because a few times when I was younger, people didn't get it or they didn't like my humor or whatever, and they laughed at me, not because they were laughing at the humor, but they were laughing at my attempt to be humorous. Which I should have actually probably taken as a compliment, but I didn't know that then, so I took it as an offense, and I took it as I'm not funny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I evidently affected them in some way, right? Or they wouldn't have laughed at the fact that I was trying to be funny.
True. So true. Oh, speaking of funny, there's Devin Choke.
Devin.
She said, hello, I want to hear those beautiful words of wisdom from the one and only Cyndilu. I concur, which is why she's on the show tonight.
So it's so funny. The one thing that started writing and I haven't finished it is a poof of what do they call it? When you take a song and you
a spoof?
I think it's another word. Parody.
It is another word. Parody. Maybe a parody spoof. I don't know.
Whatever
it is.
Whatever. I'm just feeling like the whole world right now is saying, on my own, pretending you are with me. If I could only hold your hand now, but I am alone and in my closet. Now I'm coming live to you. Oh, won't you come and talk with me?
See, here's the thing. We're talking about confidence tonight, right? The one thing that can change your life, up-level your business. Did she just do that? She did. See, that's the thing, y'all.
Did I just do that in front of everybody?
Did I do that? Yes, she did, Urkel.
How many times people would say, "Did you just say that out loud?"
She said, but that's the thing. Going live with a purpose, of course, behind it, whether that's, you want to inspire someone, you want to get information out, you want to perhaps be humorous, perhaps you want to vent. I mean, maybe you got a little soapbox thing going on, like something just rubbed you the wrong way, or maybe you just can't, certain things that happen in the world, and you want to see people get justice. All right. Are you that hero, that shero, right? And so you stand up for certain things as you believe it. But at the same time, it's also just having conversations like this that make a difference in going live. And the reason why, I think the number one reason, and you tell me your number one reason, but I think I think the number one reason, honestly, is fear. Like, people are afraid to be themselves in front of the world, because it's not like, when you go live on any social media platform, you are going live to the whole world, not just, your little town, or your little, your city, or the region, or even your country, your nation. You are going live to the world, which is what's happening right now. I know, which is what's happening right now. So here it is. I'm here in the States, in Texas, in Dallas specifically, the North Dallas area. You are from the States, and you're all the way over there, sir, in
New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
Uwaka.
The
town
right?
of the Waka.
Wow, Uwaka.
Awaka is a boat.
Is it really?
It's a boat.
It's a beautiful. Well, New Zealand, the parts of that I've seen of it, of course, I've only seen pictures so far, but one of these days, I'll get it. It's a beautiful country. So, that's the difference. I mean, we're able to do this in real time. And those of you watching the those of you watching the replay, you're catching this conversation in another time. But the fact is that we communicate so much that we literally feel like, we're next door, or at least down the street from each other. And we're not. It brings this type of communication and connection, brings you closer to the people that are so far away. Would you say so?
We are living a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's getting real Jetsons-y.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Like, I remember watching the Jetsons and would want to rush home from school to come watch the Jetsons, because we thought it was just so cool. Sprinkle a little water on the peel and bam, there's a meal. Or you beam up somewhere and you show up somewhere. But we really are. Yeah, this is kind of like pre-show.
Yeah, the little in the wall that would come up, and all of a sudden the boss would be there. Hello.
I know.
George, what are you doing, George?
And the whole, talking in the phone, seeing the, yeah. I mean, just stuff. Now, if they come up with that beam me up Scotty situation, I don't know. But I'm just saying.
That's Star Trek, and I was a Trekkie.
Okay,
so,
you're right. That is Star Trek, but
definitely, yeah. When that starts happening, then we know we're there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they're already thinking of putting vehicles in the air.
Oh, they can hologram people now, though, right? So, I mean, that's sort of taking the particles and putting them together somewhere else.
I don't like the way it sounds. I don't even like the way that sounds. Hey, we got company. Look who's in the house.
That's right.
Cedric Watts. Speaking of going live, I mean, he has his show, Sir Sax. Let's Talk with Sir Sax, his podcast. And that is, when you're doing something like a podcast, a live show, video, recorded live, whatever the case may be, those things that come into play of confidence and apprehension and all those things come into play. But the thing that, to me, I think you just have to do it to get through it, right? You got to.
You know what I love the most about live?
Do tell.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
It does. Oh my God. And okay, let's talk about that.
The fact that it's not perfect is perfect, right? The fact that there's mess ups is part of its perfection. It's part of, it's like, oh, it's live TV, live whatever. Whoops.
It is.
Say that one out loud, but
Okay.
yeah, do it.
It is. It truly is. And the reason why I say that is because it breaks the mold, the mindset of having to be perfect. Do you know how many people have not pursued their dreams because of perfectionism and fear and intimidation? I mean, oh, wait a minute. I got both hands up. And technically, I do have a foot up, but you really can't see it. But yeah, you know what I mean?
Spread the hands out, make it look bigger.
But that's the thing. And when I remember when I first started the show, a few episodes in, I think I did maybe 3 or 4 episodes, and then all of a sudden I got so fearful about going live, and really it was more so not from a performance perspective. For me, it was more so from a content perspective, because I was like, the content, and we are content creators. So Cyndilu, let's talk about that. Like those who feel like, okay, I'm suffering or dealing with this going live piece. What are some of the things that you would share with them to get them to become a little bit more confident or think confidently about going live? Oh, Cyndilu, don't leave me hanging. We are live. We are live, Cyndilu.
All right, there's not supposed to be any silent time. So that's the first tip. She thought I was leaving her hanging, but I was actually leaving a little bit of silence, because don't be afraid of the silence. Like, be okay with the fact that you might not know what to say next. Be okay with the fact that you're going to hit your little thingies and they're going to make noise in the background. Be okay with the fact that you're not going to be perfect, and it's okay to not be perfect. It's not only not okay to not be perfect, like don't be perfect, because, well, if you are perfect, go ahead and be that way. But most people are going to think that you're not being true, because most of us aren't perfect. I have met a couple of people, though, that everything they've experienced in life appeared to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually something happens in their lives, even when they find out that the world isn't always smooth, because it's not a smooth place.
Yeah, it's well, we're all experiencing that. It's not a smooth place.
It's a place of wonder.
Mm-hmm.
And come on here and talk about what's in your heart, what you have, what your message is, what's burning in you. Everybody has a story to tell, a lesson to give, of things they've lived through, things they've learned. Not everyone knows what you know.
Come on, slay it again. Come on, Mufasa.
Not everyone knows what you know. Even though I used to think everybody already knew that, and it's like such a simple thing. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know how to start a Facebook group? You just go here and say create group. And then you just go through and you follow the directions. But some people, not everyone, but some people get in there and they feel like it's a foreign language and they're lost and they need somebody to walk them through. So that's what I started doing. I've started doing live online learning sessions where I walk people through what's in front of them, that I think that they should be they don't need walkthroughs, but they clearly do. And they appreciate it, and they're excited about it, and they're grateful for it. And it's super, super helpful.
See, but that's the thing, is that you made a decision to go live. You made a decision to show up. And I think that's the first key, is making the decision. The confidence will come. It will come. It's like anything else. When you first start riding a bike or when you first start driving, there are very few people that get on a bike and just love it. I mean, they got the confidence, they got all they just, very few people. It does happen, right? And then there's some people that drive for the first time and they just have a blast without wrecking, or maybe they did. Whatever the case may be, there are those few people that do that, right? But then there's the majority of us that that just the thought of going live is like, this, hey, let me take myself out. You know what I mean? So to get over that, I think is just honestly, guys, it's doing it afraid. It's doing it uncomfortable. It's doing it messy. It's doing it sloppy. It's doing it with structure. It's doing it with no structure.
And it's doing it with a friend.
Yeah.
Right? If you're really freaked out, get on an interview show. You want to be interviewed and you want to get on for the first time with me, I will interview you. Cassandra will interview you.
Yes.
Like, we will talk to you. And an interview with either of us is a conversation, period. Like, neither of us pre-write out what all our questions are going to be. We don't figure it out ahead. We go with where a conversation would naturally take us in the natural.
In the now. Yeah. And that's why I said some things you for those of you like that super structure, right? You need that, but leave the door open for wonder. Leave the door open for flexibility. Leave the door open for awe. Leave the door open for, oh my God, I want to close the door. Leave the door open, because life is fluid. It's not just the static type of thing. And you can't approach, to me, you really can't approach going live, having a show, having a podcast, doing a video series. We're talking about things that literally will turn your life and your business around if you put it in motion. I mean, Cyndilu, do tell some of the successes that you've had as a result of going live.
Oh, well, I've helped people to create their groups so that they can now have members in their membership. I've got my book done. I've promoted my book. Not as much as I'm supposed to, though, Miss Cassandra.
well, here's the skinny, y'all. Man, y'all gonna come in on the friendship right here. This chick, okay, and she better be glad she over there in New Zealand. But her and I conversate on a regular basis, almost like pretty much weekly, several times a week for months now. And this chick comes out like, I don't know, a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago at the most, and then tells me, I knew about that baby because that's when we met, around the time you were working on that, right?
You knew about that one?
Knew about that one. But then she reveals.
This one was before that. So you got to give me,
yes, that's true. I'll give you that one.
That was before that.
I'll give you that. I'm going to give you that.
This one I haven't told you about because this isn't one of mine. This is actually a friend of mine. And I have two chapters in there that I've written.
She didn't tell me that either. Go ahead.
And then this is one of the 3 journals that's up on there about the journey journals. So those are 3 journals. And then I have a coloring book, which I don't have a copy of. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. 16.
I have 7 altogether, I think.
Okay, that's the same as 16, Cyndilu.
Plus, I'm in another book, which I don't have a copy of here, that I wrote a chapter in. And these are all in the last year and a half.
Wait a minute. I want you to zero in.
It was a while ago, but the others were more like in the last year and a half. But so the other one is called The Game Changer Life. And I wrote a whole story about being a screaming Mimi mama and turning into a non-screaming Mimi mama. Like I decided I didn't want to do that anymore. So yeah, so there's some of my books.
But Cyndilu, you wrote 5 books.
How cool is that? So
I love that. No. That's a bestseller right there. Cyndilu, tell me this. You wrote how many books in 5 months or 8 months or 8 days or hours or minutes? What was it, Cyndilu? You wrote how many books?
6 books in 8 months, I think.
6 books in 8 months. Yeah. She didn't even tell me. She just kept it on the.
Well, the journals, to be fair, the journals are shorter. Like there's not as much to write in them, right? Pages.
But the key is that you did it, and because you've been going live.
Yeah.
It all comes back to your business growing, and you growing as an entrepreneur, as a person.
And sharing ideas and having people write back and say, I really like this. This is really interesting. Mm-hmm. So then taking that idea and putting it into a book.
See, that's
because I have these ideas in my head that won't stop.
Yeah, you're creative. You're super creative. And the thing that I like about your giftedness is that you know how to put things together very quickly when it comes to people wanting to get whatever that is out, their book, their message, their show. uh, you can name it in the business space or some of the creative space, and you are an implementer. You put things into action, and you like learning. But I will go back to what you said to me about 3 weeks ago now, and I just think I'll never forget that. And that is, I knew that I know you have a message. I love Be Bold You. I mean, that is just, I love it. That's just a godsend. And then you're gifted with technology and understanding systems and getting there, and you just want to help people to get what they need out. And you're willing to learn or already know it and to make it happen. But you said something. I was thinking, and I knew you were more than just an implementer, but you're saying, I like to help people with the tech and the automation so they can get their message out, which is their mission out. And so you're doing that even in forms just like this. This is getting a message out. This is getting a mission out. And the reason why you've been able to grow your business in the last several months and over the past year is because you have been visible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't. Well, you can grow in a closet, but not very well. Like if you're a plant and you're in the closet, unless you're a mold plant, you probably aren't going to grow very well, right? You really need light. There's a few plants that don't need light, but most of those you wouldn't want to have, on your kitchen table as decoration, right?
No.
So,
these are not the ones I do.
You want me on your kitchen table as decoration either, but hey, if you do, just give me a bobblehead. We definitely need to get a Cyndilu bobblehead. Where do we get those? That would be so funny.
You should get one of those. I think that would be cool for you to have. Honestly, you need to get a Cyndilu bobblehead. Cassandra probably won't be doing that, but I can see you doing that, and I would get one. But that's the thing.
Cyndilu bobblehead. Put it in here. We get at least 10 people who say they want it. I will figure it out.
Hashtag Cyndilu bobblehead. Just put it in here. Just put it in the hashtag. Put it in the comments and then see what happens.
Yeah,
and you'll have
going back to that. If you're not seen, you're not going to be found.
Say that again.
If you're not seen, you're not going to get found, which is why Cassandra's pushing me to be seen about my books, because they aren't going to be found on their own. Like they're on Amazon, but not that many people are going to find them on their own. A few have. I'm going up in the ranks. 7 million and something. I don't know. Amazon has on there, but million. Right?
I like that, Cyndilu. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. I do it again.
When I first came out with it, I was number 3 in the hot new reads for 2-hour reads. So
awesome sauce.
Yeah.
But that's because you put it out there, right?
Because we had a launch and we talked about it and we shared about it and we, partied and bought each other's books, which seems kind of crazy, but we actually bought the books we wanted. Like,
yeah.
When I first did that, I thought, oh, this is crazy. Why would you do that? But then you realized as the authors were talking about their books during the launch, because we had 19 of us that all launched together. And I'm going back into that challenge in the 10th. It starts again to write another book before Black Friday. So if anybody wants to be in that, send me a message and I will get you a link because it's going to be amazing. It's quite an investment to do it, but it is so worth it. And it's a community of people who understand how to get stuff done and it will help you and walk you through getting your first book out. So just put that out there.
Well, I'm glad you did, because there is a book that I have to get out before the year's out. I really do. I was supposed to get that book done last year, and I've been trying to write a book probably for almost 10 years and just was honestly afraid to do it because I was like, I didn't see myself as an author. And I just thought, God, are you seriously?
I'm going back after this one.
Yeah.
This was 5 years. It took me 5 years to get it done. But once I actually started writing,
Mm-hmm.
like truly in earnest with that whole thing, right? I wrote off and on for 5 years, little things, little research and whatever, which I haven't put all of that into a book yet because I went another direction with this, thanks to Cassandra. I was talking to her about Be Bold You and the system, the whole Be Bold You system. And it became evident that people needed to understand the concept behind it before they worried about what it was.
Ooh, that's some good stuff.
Behind it is the becoming piece, right? It's becoming, that we are all as human beings becoming. And I never would have become an author the way that I did without joining that, like multiple books, right? Without joining that group. And that you've got to collaborate. You've got to find your team. We are huge on that. You've got to find the people that are going to encourage you along the way and help you get it done.
That is so true. And thank God, like you've come into my life and I come into your life and we've connected to other people with different parts of the world. And it, it's really time for entrepreneurs. Listen to me, especially you online entrepreneurs. Okay. Listen. There is this is one of the greatest times to launch, to grow your existing business online. And those of you who have brick and mortar, you should know after this that you need to have an online presence and an online service or an online product to be able to reach your designated customers or your designated clients, because you can no longer do business the way we did business 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years ago. You're not going to last. You have to have an online component. And yes, I'll even dare say it. And you have to be visible doing it. That's all I got to say about that piece. And the more you do it, the more confident you get. I mean, we were talking about this earlier about confidence, and you said some really key points around that. Anything you want to bring to the table around confidence to share with people before we skedaddle? Because I know you're making things happen there in New Zealand. What time is there? What time is it there in real life?
1:41 p.m. on Thursday.
That just blows my mind. It's like 1:40. Oh no, it's not. It's like 8:41, which is now 8:42 p.m. on Wednesday here in the States, and you're just the next day.
Fucking right ahead, man. I was designed and built to go first. So there's a piece of confidence for you, right?
Ooh, I like that.
I always would step back because I felt like I wanted to go first, and people didn't understand why I always needed to be first or had this desire to be first. And I didn't understand it either. But I was actually built and designed to be first. So it is appropriate that I should live in New Zealand where the sun comes up first.
Well, there you go. Self-fulfilling prophecy.
So the thing I'd say about confidence is the confidence comes more from owning who you are than anything else. Being okay with being yourself and living in a world where Nanya is your mantra.
None your business.
That's right. And what I mean by that is other people's opinions of you is none ya.
Ooh,
None your business what anyone else thinks about you.
You know, she just did that with an attitude, child. Y'all see that? You see that? You see that? Chutzpah. Did you hear that? Yeah.
None ya. So I know one thing, we're not supposed to be touching our faces right now, but I'm such a face toucher, and I've decided to completely and fully embrace it and just go with it.
Well, the good part is that you're at home.
I'm by myself.
You and your hubby.
I can touch myself.
And you can touch your face. You know? But that's the key, and this is what I'm talking about, y'all. We're talking about confidence. It's doing the thing that will help you increase your visibility, increase your business, how about your self-worth? You thinking, Cassandra, my self-worth is tied to me going live? Yeah, in a strange way it is. and I guess it's not that strange, and I'll tell you why that is because what you have on the inside, it cannot be seen or heard if you're not visible. So as an influencer, as a creator, as a business owner, as a speaker, an author, a teacher, a minister, whatever your occupation is, whatever your purpose is, it's important for you to be visible. And the more visible that you do this, that walk it out, the more confidence you get. You know, here's the thing. I've heard men say this, and men, y'all can chime in, because we think it too as women, but we like it to hear it when y'all say it. Men say there's nothing more sexier than confidence on a woman. When they see a woman that's confident, and we feel the same way. We think there's nothing more sexier, nothing more kingly, manly, is to see a confident man. But most men and women don't start off that way. And some do, and they keep it, and they have, moments where they're not as much. But the thing about that is that the confidence is going to be your thing that bridges you over to the next level. It takes your life to the next level. It takes you, I said before, it's a game changer. Cyndilu, any final words to that? I know you've got to get to your next appointment because you're a woman making things happen. And Maria, the Cassandra Jolliffe Show, so appreciates you gracing the airwaves here on the show. Thank you so much for just stepping out and sharing part of your story. And guys, she'll be back on the show. Don't get it twisted. She's coming back very soon. And we're going to be talking about, we're both on this journey about helping people to become visible and to become purposeful in what they're doing. OMG, my goodness, here we go. Real talk, Cassandra Jolliffe. Oh my gosh, thank you for saying that. Now, I remember a time if he would have put that up there a year ago, I probably wouldn't even showed it. And then I would have called and said, hey, thanks so much for the compliment. But here's the deal. You just do it. And that's how you get confident, is because you just do the freaking thing. All right, I'm starting a tangent. Go ahead.
Have you set a date for your challenge yet?
Yes, August 17th.
August 17th. Woo, that's coming up.
2.5 seconds.
Yes. So for those who are wondering, and you're watching this whole thing and you've come to this part in here, or if she uses this as an ad, which she totally could cut this little piece off.
It's so true. We got to work on that.
So listen, if you want more confidence, if you want more visibility, and you want to know how to put yourself out there, Cassandra's going to walk us all through it, because we all need it. Even when we're already out there doing it, we take times off. And then we're wondering, how do we come back? Like, I had a medical issue and I had to take like 6 months off. Then how do you come back? How do you start again? You've got to build that confidence back up again. You've got to realize that you got to make yourself visible again. It's like you're starting over again, but you're not. You actually have all of the past stuff that you can use and bring up and all of that. And I can help you with that piece. But the piece about like being more visible, sometimes I don't want to like be that visible, but I know now I have to be. Did you know that almost every time I talk about my book, I sell a book?
Word?
But if I don't talk about my book, I don't sell any books.
Because the people won't know. Because they don't hear you and they don't see you. Right? And that's what this challenge is about. It's the Go Live Now challenge. That's going to be starting on August 17th. Come hell or high water. Yeah, so I have to put that in the atmosphere.
There you go.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. Some things you just got to slay. All right, let me get back. So it's going to go down on August the 17th. It's going to be a week 5-day, and I'm going to share with you some things that each of you need to know. You've got a message to get out. You got a book you want to get out. You're doing your show, okay? You playing it cool. You're doing some stuff, but now it's time to take it to the next level. And for those of you who haven't even started your freaking shows that you know you're supposed to start, this is the time to get ready, to position yourself to do it. And I'll be sharing with you more around that in the next few days. And I'll be bringing on guests who are doing the doggone thing. And that is to help you know, because you already know you're late. Now get your biscuits up there and go and do the doggone thing. And then for some of you, you don't even know, but yet you feel drawn to it and you don't know why. That's because purpose is calling your name and it's saying, hey, you can't be hidden anymore. I got to get out with you. So show up. Don't let me get started with that. Cyndilu, how do people get a hold of you?
They can go to cyndilu.com. What do you think of that?
Cyndilu.com. Just like you see it, Cyndilu, Cyndilu. Thank you for being a guest on the show. As always, it's always a learnable, teachable moment with you. And you always bring such wisdom and insight, and you help us to see things differently. And I really appreciate your perspective.
Thank you so much for having me. And can't wait till you call me the next time and say, hey, you want to go live in 2 minutes?
Yep. She'll be ready. Just like that. And that's how you do it, guys. You do it just like that. All right. Hey, we'll see you guys on Friday. Once again, as always, have significant success on purpose, your purpose. I'll see you guys in the next episode.